are now listening to The Box Out with Kahlil Thomas and Jason Kahlil on the One Podcast Network. Let's get it.
From NJ to BKN the world, this is The Box Out here on the One Podcast Network. My name is Kahlil Thomas. Joining me in a few minutes will be Jason Kahlil from Brooklyn, New York. What's going on? We are back. We took the week off last week. It was Jason's birthday. So, make sure you wish him happy birthday in the comment section. But we missed a lot. We're off like a week and a half. And I feel like every time we're off for like an extended period of time, we miss something. We missed a lot. So let's get right to it. Our opening tip tonight is going to be the demise of the NBA general manager. Now, it's always interesting when you see the aftermath of a major trade, a release, some type of major roster move in professional sports, whether it be the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, whatever the case may be, MLS, right? And it's always interesting to see that post-mortem, to see not how just the pundits, us, react to it, but how your fan base reacts to the move. Whether it be a celebratory mood, whether it be let's take him out and stone him mood, or whatever case may be. So the post-mortem of a major move in sports has always been interesting to me as a fan, because the front office and the business side of sports has always been kind of this really kind of fascinating aspect of sports that I've always kind of been drawn to. Last year, we had the trade of Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers from Dallas. And essentially, let's be honest, it was a one-for-one deal. Luka went to the Lakers. Anthony Davis came over to the Mavericks. I know Max Christie went from LA to Dallas, and Maxi Kleber went from Dallas to LA. But for all intents and purposes, it was a one-for-one. It was a one-player-for-one-player deal, AD for Luka. And that caused the city of Dallas and the Metroplex down there to lose their minds. Nico Harrison automatically became public enemy number one down there. And to be blunt, he kind of deserved to be that, because you traded a generational talent for an oft-injured center who hated playing center, who preferred to play the power forward. So you're trading a player who has not hit his prime yet for someone who has already hit his prime. I think his prime was probably the bubble in 2020 when the Lakers won that Fugazi championship. And that's it. I know when we did the show last year when the trade happened, I was looking like, is there more? Was there a player to be named later? Was a draft pick to be named later? Was there something more to the trade than just Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic and then a bunch of other ancillary pieces that no one really gives a shit about? There was not. So we had that. Nico, his famous words over and over again, from the time the trade happened to the end of the season when he had that reporters roundtable with reporters in Dallas, but we're not allowed to bring recorders or videotape the conversation, which turned into a press conference after that roundtable reporters, where he just kept saying, defense wins championships, defense wins championships, defense wins championships. That was his thing. Defense wins championships. Kyrie gets hurt. So now Kyrie tears his ACL. You have Anthony Davis, who was, limpy for the last kind of quarter of the season. Nico's on a hot seat. And then miraculously, the basketball gods opened up and said, we got you, Nico. You are going to win the NBA draft lottery. You are going to get a possible generational player in Cooper Flagg. The NBA god said, we got your back, Nico. And what does the Dallas Maverick organization proceed to do with Cooper Flagg and Jason Kidd in this conversation? They start Cooper Flagg at point guard. Cooper Flagg has been the Dallas Maverick point guard since the season started. 3-8 to start the season. They did nothing in the free agency. They got D'Angelo Russell, who was pretty much a backup point guard at this point in his career. And we saw the end of the Nico Harrison tenure in Dallas. He was fired this week. I can't say I was surprised. I can't say, especially after the loss they had against Milwaukee at home. I can't say I was shocked at the move. I'm actually not shocked at the move at all. I'm surprised it took so damn long. But I think the writing was on the wall after that trade. When you have, I'm not going to say 19,000 people because the Mavericks stopped drawing fans once Luka left. Let's say 14,000 fans. Once you have 14,000 fans screaming "Fire Nico" at the top of their lungs, literally causing your team to miss free throws because they're just pissed. They're irritated, they're mad, and they're angry. This is what it is. This is where we are. If your GM is literally being shouted down in his name, not in praise or for good, but for complete evil, fire that man, get him out of here, tar and feather, get him gone, we don't like him. That's a problem for your organization. There was the picture clipped, I think the Milwaukee game, of the Mavericks governor, owner, Patrick Dumont, sitting courtside talking to a Dallas fan, and I'm going to say Dallas fan, a Luka fan, who was rocking a number 77 Luka Laker jersey. And Patrick Dumont talking to this young fan, courtside, with nothing but empty seats around him. That picture could have said 1,000 words right there. You had a fan of Luka Doncic, maybe not a fan of Dallas, maybe just a fan of Luka, sitting courtside, with the owner of the Dallas Mavericks wearing his Laker jersey, and the owner just talking, and probably trying to get to the bottom of what the hell's going on. So who better to talk to than a young guy who has no filter? Hello, welcome to Jason Corda. Jay, happy birthday, brother.
Thank you. How's everything going?
Good, man. So I texted Jason. We were going to do the show on Sunday, but Jason put a status up on social media saying he was drinking old fashioned. And I was like, dude ain't going to be ready for Sunday.
Was Nico wasn't fired on Sunday, was he?
He was not fired. He fired Tuesday.
Because it was
Tuesday.
Sunday.
I was off. I was off on Tuesday.
Because if it happened Sunday, it would have been a great show.
Oh my god! A hungover Jason Corton talking about Nico getting fired would have been hilarious. I would have loved to see that. So what are your thoughts on Nico getting fired? I started the show saying this was a foregone conclusion based on what happened last year.
I mean, right? I agree. Definitely, it should have happened the second. I'm of two beliefs. I'm in one, he should have got fired the second he traded Luka, and two, I feel like he's being scapegoated a little bit because had anybody, let's say if it was Genie Bus, it was like we're trading Kobe in his prime for a washed up Alonzo Mourning. Mind you, he's not in the same breath as Alonzo Mourning, but I'm using hypothetically. Genie would have looked at Pelinka as like, get the fuck out of my office. Well, so I feel like he got away with that a little bit.
Because I mean, I think you can go back. There was always rumors about Kobe getting traded, and Chicago was one of those rumors. It's like Kobe for Luol Deng. That was like the idea that rumor was like the Lakers were going to trade Kobe Bryant to Chicago Bulls, obviously for more players than that, but Luol Deng was the centerpiece of that trade. You can kind of compare this trade to that one, that possible trade.
And what makes it worse out of the whole losing Luka is that you're going to probably added Austin Reeves, who's having a great start of the season as well, too. So you look at Reeves having a great start. You look at Luka looking in phenomenal shape, having a great start of the season. The Lakers are pretty much, to me, exceeding expectations early without Bron. Now, that's a whole nother conversation happening. And then you traded for Anthony Davis, who's always hurt, who's not playing right now. Yeah, I would have fired him. I would have fired him too. I would have probably had no fashion and looked at the record and was like, "Yeah, you got to go."
So I want to play a video, audio from Tim McMahon from ESPN, who's been covering the Mavericks nonstop since the Luka deal. I think even before that, he was on Dan Patrick, and we talked about it. Nico's being scapegoated, and Dan asked the question, like, ownership has to approve a deal like this. Is Nico being scapegoated? Is Patrick Dumont to blame? Here's what Tim McMahon had to say.
hiring of Nico Harrison is an admission of the obvious. The Mavericks made a colossal mistake when they traded Luka Doncic, and not just that they traded him, but that the way they went about it. You don't trade a 5-time first team All NBA selection entering his prime fresh off a finals appearance, and I could put a period there. But you don't trade that guy, especially as a pocket listing. Like, hey, top secret. We're not gonna create the biggest bidding war in NBA history. And so Patrick Dumont allowed Nico Harrison to be the one basketball voice in his ear. He got bamboozled. Oh my gosh, Nico Harrison took us to the finals. That's what he thought. No, dude. Luka Doncic took you to the finals. There were some moves to put some pieces around him, but come on. And it was new owner syndrome, just a complete disaster. My advice would be for Patrick Dumont to, whether it's a press conference, whether it's preferably a one-on-one sit down with me, but to take verbal, visual accountability for it, and not kind of some, he put the letter out there. It was vague. It kind of danced around it. But what I would tell you is, yeah, it's also on Patrick Dumont. Absolutely. And he was less than a year into being an NBA governor. He was listening to one person only, which is not the way to go about doing business. It's been a very difficult learning experience for him. And he understands there's a lot of work to be done to get this fan base fully back on board.
So that was Tim McMahon from ESPN. And I'm looking at the Dumont letter to the fans, kind of announcing the Nico firing. And it just, the majority of the season remains to be played. And I know our players are deeply committed to winning culture. This decision was critical to moving our franchise forward in a positive direction. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the question now. You have Cooper Flagg. The NBA gods gifted you that one. Do you look at this, that 3 to 4 year window that Nico put in place is bullshit now? It's gone.
It's gone.
Do you look at Anthony Davis? Do you look at Kyrie Irving and go, you know what? PJ Washington, let's start all over. Let's blow this up, and we're going to build around Cooper now. Is that a thought that needs to be going through their head right now? Is it the kind of state of course and see where this takes us, especially with Kyrie possibly coming back later in the season?
I think you kind of got a state of course. I think you got great parts. It all hinges on Anthony's health, because Kyrie coming back will be a great addition. Nico did assemble a good team. It just doesn't look like that right now on paper. But we're looking at we're judging it by the sum of the parts. And for ownership, I completely forgot it's a new owner. So between that and him, he probably heard great things about Nico, and he probably saw Michael Finley grabbing a beer from Luka. He probably heard all about the out of shape things. I mean, let's be honest. If he didn't get traded, how much motivation would have been for Luka to get in shape? So you got to look at it both ways a little bit. So with that said, I think they should stay the course. I think Cooper makes up for a couple of things that you're gonna miss with Luka, and you're selling hopefully your fan base, but you got lucky, so you don't really got to start all over.
So it's funny because in that same interview that McMahon had with Dan Patrick, he talked about how Anthony Davis came into camp. He said, a little overweight, not really motivated. So he's like, the same thing that Luke was doing, Anthony Davis did. I'm like, yeah. So you're pretty much traded for the same guy, just way past. No, I don't want to say way past his prime, but you literally traded.
He's definitely on the decline.
Exactly. And now he's hurt. The report is that Patrick Dumont does not want AD playing unless, he's healthy. So now it's a debate. So now it's a problem between the Mavs and AD's people, because AD's people are like, oh, he's ready to go, and Dumont's like, no, you're not playing, getting hurt two quarters in. We want you to be healthy. So now that's another problem. So it's just the problem's kind of compounding on itself right now.
Yeah, it's gonna look a little bleak, especially in the loaded West. So you could definitely become a lottery team all over again just by sheer, depth chart.
Big Bruce, hope you're feeling better. Nico counting his money, he is fine. He is correct.
He's not fine. He's not fine until he gets out of Dallas. I could imagine he couldn't go to He couldn't go to Olive Garden. He couldn't go to a freaking
And
whatever they have.
Get no barbecue down there. He couldn't do no barbecue joints. He's done.
He's got to move to San Antonio immediately.
Well, the worst part about this too is Jason Kidd came out and pretty much told the fans, get over it. Like, it's over. Nico's gone. Luka's gone. We need to move on. Blah, 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 blah. Which is, I'm like, you can't tell fans that. Because
can't tell fans that.
The fans still butthurt over this whole situation.
You can't tell fans that if you bought them a championship. So there you go.
Well, it's funny because I was watching Nico's end of season press conference earlier today when I was kind of figuring things out. And he literally said, 25, 26 season, we're gunning for a championship. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, watching it today, I'm like, damn, that aged really bad. That was only 6 months ago. That aged terribly.
He thought he's getting a healthy AD.
But even a healthy AD, what else do you have? First of all, you're playing Cooper Flagg at the point, which I'm like, what? Like,
that's bad. You
got D'Angelo Russell, which the only thing Nico did all off season was get D'Angelo Russell. Which
probably to pay the point.
Yeah. So my thought was, okay, he's gonna be the Timu Kyrie until Kyrie gets back or whatever the case may be, and then Cooper plays the 3. You can play him at the 4, but probably more of a small forward.
Right.
And that was the plan. But you're playing Cooper out of position at the point. Russell's going with the bench, not really getting a lot of burn. What's your end game? There's no playmakers on this team. You have a great front court in Lively and PJ Washington and Cooper when he's not playing a point, but no one's creating anything on this team. And Cooper Flagg can't do it all by himself, and I think that's what's starting to happen. And I think he's pressing.
Yep, definitely pressing. And unless you make a trade, but you can't, there's nobody out there. I mean, I don't think I would want to play Ja and Kyrie when Kyrie gets back together in the same backcourt. That's not going to be a good backcourt. So I don't know what the solution will be for them.
Listen, I saw the Hoop Collective on ESPN, and they were talking about it. And Windhorst is just like, maybe you blow it up. Maybe you go, you know what? Nico's plan didn't work. Let's get someone else in here, and let's just see what happens with a different direction going towards Cooper and building around Cooper Flagg, and that's your focus. That's it.
The only thing I would say to that, though, is I don't think it's a good idea. However, they do have a lot of parts. They get a lot of assets coming back, so they can retool quickly.
Yeah, I think that would be the thing. I feel like you can move a PJ Washington and Derek. Well, you keep Lively. I think Lively and Cooper you keep around. Right. But a PJ Washington you can get something for. You have no draft picks, so you got to figure out either you can replenish your draft picks to moving players, or do what the Nets did for years and just like, all right, we have no first round draft picks. Let's just kind of like piecemeal bad contracts and like some, just in case players and see what happens. Yep. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Luka's new team, the Lakers, doing really, really well. They are currently 8-4. They did get blown out last night by OKC. Which
I mean, they're doing good, but they're not doing that good.
No, they're not. Listen, Luka's playing lights out. Austin Reeves, like you mentioned before, is killing it right now. Mm-hmm. LeBron's going to come back. Here's the question. I know we've talked about this before. Do the Lakers need LeBron? Because it seems like obviously the team is built around Luka. That's his team, and it's working. Did work last night, but it's working. Is LeBron? I guess the question isn't whether they need him. The question is going to be how big or little his role is going to be when he comes back.
I definitely think it's going to be diminished a little bit. I think he's definitely going to have to be more, take a step back and let Luka and them run the team. But I think that's something LeBron probably in year 23, he's probably going to welcome. He's probably going to want that. And if it doesn't happen in LA and he goes somewhere else, it's probably going to be the same setup. He's not trying to be the workload anymore going forward. So I think he would welcome it. The whole notion that they don't need him, that's crazy. You still need all that wisdom. And on he's still a great defender. I think the Lakers will be fine when LeBron gets back. I don't know where everyone's talking about they should try to ship him out.
I mean, that's the thing. You're bringing LeBron back for wisdom, essentially. You bring him back to kind of like
player coach,
hang out with Bronny, because nobody probably hangs out with Bronny very much. Everybody's like, nah, kid, we good. You can go. But I mean, you look at defensively, I feel like they're way better than what they were last year. Obviously, offensively, Reeves scoring like 50 points the other night, not too long ago, and Luka scoring 35, 40, 45 points a game. I do feel like the Lakers could hit a wall when we hit, January, February, because Luka has that ebb usually around Christmas to like middle of January. So can LeBron take that lull and be like, all right, I'll carry the load for like a month while you deal with Christmas depression or whatever the hell happens to Luka from December to January. Where do you see them finishing?
Top 6 in the West.
Awesome. Okay, so I think when the season started, we said possible play-in.
Right. So I'm still hovering and playing, but I think 6. I think they're safe at 6.
Safe at 6. Yeah, I gotta look at the standings real quick
because I think the Clippers are going to drop, and I think the Spurs.
Yeah.
And I think the Spurs is definitely they're not fool's gold. They're going to be in the mix.
Well, right now you got the OKC. This is your top 6 in the West. Mm-hmm. OKC, Denver, San Antonio, Houston, LA, Lakers, and Minnesota. That's your top 6 right now. And then right behind is Phoenix, Portland, who's gonna fall back, and Golden State, who we'll talk about in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the Lakers dropping below Phoenix and let's say Golden State?
I feel like they'll probably fall below Golden State. I think Golden State will definitely have a couple of runs. They're a veteran savvy team. They will do enough to make sure they're in that play-in situation. So if you ask me to play in bubble, it's Lakers, it's Golden State. I'm going to probably throw Minnesota. I'll probably throw Phoenix in that as well.
Yeah, because I think Portland being 8, I think that's a mirage. I think
right.
I think Portland's just playing on pure spec right now. Like we gotta hold it down for Chauncey, so we just gotta figure this shit out. But I don't foresee them like going top 6. So I can see them drop below that 10 spot. In other news, Jalen Brunson, grade 1 ankle sprain, left the arena last night on crutches. I think he right now, day to day, I think it's gonna be a couple weeks. What happens to the Knicks now? Because you're missing your star. Where do they go now?
I think it's a blessing in disguise. I think this is an opportunity.
I knew you were going to say that. I had a feeling you were going to say that.
This is an opportunity to get Grumpy Big Cat more involved in the offense, and I have no doubt. I have no doubt that the Knicks offense will be just fine without Brunson. But this is an opportunity. If Cat does not average 24 in the absence of Brunson, then we have a serious problem.
Grumpy Cat. I think that's the perfect way to put it. Grumpy Cat.
I don't know. Can we get Randall back?
Wait, what's the word? There's a word for someone like Karl Anthony Towns.
Besides Moody? He's very moody.
Just for the mercurial, I think is the name. That's a journalism word. That's a journalist word, mercurial. He just seems just always pissed.
Yeah.
Just unhappy. He can have 28 and 12 and still just look angry. Like my guy. Like, what's wrong with you? And you got Mikal Bridges who's excited. OG's playing some really good ball. Jalen's Jalen. Josh Hart's Josh Hart. Like, you have this really, really happy, plucky team.
Yep.
And then you got Cat, who's just always pissed. It's like that. He's like the friend you don't want to hang out with, but you have to bring him out, and he's gonna sit in the corner just sulking the whole night at the bar. He's that guy.
Listen, as long as Mitch is playing, he don't got to do the dirty work. I don't understand why he's always upset. I don't understand.
20 points, 6 rebounds a game. He needs to stop shooting threes. That's my biggest complaint with Cat. He really needs to stop shooting threes.
He needs to get in the paint and dominate.
Well, I'm excited because this might open up. I think Miles McBride gets a lot more time.
Exactly.
Jordan Clarkson. I don't think we've seen the best of Jordan Clarkson yet.
Not yet.
I think this could be time where it's like, hey, McBride plays the point, Clarkson playing the 2, or vice versa, whatever.
Right.
Hey, Jordan, we need you to score, and which is both a blessing and a curse.
I agree.
It can be a really bad thing when you do that. But I think Clarkson could be an X factor because we haven't really seen Jordan Clarkson's best ball yet so far this season.
Yep, and I think this is a great time. This is a great chance for him to really get settled and acclimated into the system. So I think Knicks will be fine.
The other player I'm interested in that didn't get a lot of burn with Tibbs. Do you think Tyler Kolek gets more time?
I think he has to. I think you have to, especially for Deuce. You definitely gotta bring him in there, bring him into the fold a little bit more. He's been playing okay, but that's because he's getting a bit more playing time than we never saw him with Tibbs, barely.
No.
But now he's definitely gonna be an integral part of the offense going forward, especially these next 2 weeks.
Listen, 10 games, he averages 6 minutes a game, which is not a ton. You can't really. There's not a lot there with 6 minutes a game, but he's playing. He's in the system, and I think Mike Brown might see something in him to be like a, insert white point guard here. T.J. McConnell, Scott Skiles. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other white point guards in history of basketball who are really plucky. Not Jay Williams. Jason Williams on a different level.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But sure. I think Mike Brown kind of sees that in Tyler Kolek, which can be good because at the end of the day, Deuce McBride is not a point guard. He's an undersized too. So you need a backup for Brunson. So you got this guy who had a pretty good college career who's just kind of been, practicing with the team. Why not put him in and see what he got?
And he's pretty aggressive when he needs to be. So I definitely think it'll work out for him.
Yeah, well, I'm very curious. So I'm going to do something different real quick. This wasn't on the rundown I sent you, but I'm going to see if this works because the NBA released their City Connect uniforms, and I have some issues with them. I'm going to see if we can share this so we can both see it. Okay, so it's up. Cool. So these are the jerseys. Let me get this ad out the way. I'm going to go through all these jerseys for a second because I have looked at these for 2 days, and I'm not sure how I feel about any of these jerseys. This is Atlanta's. What are your thoughts?
I mean, they did the Peachtree thing before. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
Boston's is fucking terrible.
Boston Bruins?
That's the first thing I thought of. I'm like, is that yellow? Is that what? I don't get. There's no green. What's the green?
No green. Where's the green?
All right. Brooklyn Nets, we did this already.
Yeah,
we did the Coogee sweater.
Yeah, they brought back the Biggie sweater, Biggie jersey.
Like, we did this already.
Biggie, Little Kim, they all can't save Brooklyn right now, man. The Nets are just...
This is just lazy. This is just lazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Charlotte, I don't know what the fuck this is.
I mean, I'm always used to the Hornets being the Hornets with their color. That, I don't even think Charlotte Flair would wear that.
Chicago. I kind of dig this one. I dig this one.
I like Chicago's colors. I really do.
So it's interesting because every jersey there's like a story behind it, and I just don't care about the story. I'm like, let me see the jersey. I don't want to hear the story about colors.
Clean. That's clean.
Cleveland gives me that old school like Brad Doherty, Mark Price feel to it. What do you think about this one?
I did used to like the old school Cavs jerseys before the LeBron era, so I kind of like this. Signals to bat. Yep.
Dallas.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it's the lettering in the numbers.
Yeah. That's the only thing that was throwing me off. But I like it.
Not the side. The sides kind of throw me off a little bit. I don't know what the hell's happening here. Looks like wings. I don't know. Denver.
Old school. I like it.
I like that. I don't like the number here. I don't like.
Yeah, why did they put the number there? That's kind of confusing.
I'm not sure about that. Detroit. I kind of this old school Detroit Grant Hill kind of style when he played. I like that one. Golden State.
Throw ball back to town. Okay, it's all right.
There's no color. Where's the color?
It's kind of dim, like their players.
God. H-Town.
Kind of Cougarish. Kind of Houston Cougars a little bit. I get it.
I feel like they did. Didn't they do H-Town too? Like last year?
They did it before.
Okay. Lazy. I love this one.
Love the Pacers.
I love the old school Pacer one.
Ooh, as they fall into hard times right now at 1-9.
Which, let's be honest, everyone kind of assumed this would happen.
But you know what? If you're gonna be bad this is a good draft to be bad, so they'll be all right.
Listen, the Boozer twins, they'll be there. You know, you put one of the Boozer twins.
Okay.
Clippers.
Kind of giving me marathon vibes, consider they're Inglewood. I saw what they was trying to do here. But it should have been Clipper blue or something else. I'm not liking the color. I like the design. I'm not liking the color.
But in which I didn't realize that Clipper had to do with like the nautic theme.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't it be like a nautic boat fisherman thing on it? Something. I feel like something's missing with this one.
It's very weird. Something's missing.
Besides the Visit Rwanda patch on the jersey, which is odd. Better than the other company that they're advertising years ago. But moving on.
Lakers, they did this before.
Lazy. They did this already. Brooklyn and the Lakers, suck it. Memphis. Yeah.
Very Orlando Magic-y a little bit.
They kind of did this before too. It looks really familiar.
Yeah, it does look familiar.
Miami did this already.
Yeah.
Again. Did this to Milwaukee.
They did this too. Yep. A lot of teams just mailed it in this year, I see.
Minnesota's not logging. It's not there, but it's Prince inspired, so it's definitely like purple or something. We'll get that back. New Orleans.
I'm gonna need New Orleans and Boston to swap jerseys.
Yes. Yep. This should be the Boston Celtic City Edition jersey right here.
Yeah.
I don't know what color. Like, why are they using green? What's the point of green? I'm very
unless you're having a grenade on Bourbon Street. That's probably what the green's about.
Yeah, a lot of drinking on there. Knicks, old school feel. I'm not a fan of the cream color though.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the cream, but I do like the old school '90s jerseys.
Why can't they just bring those back? I miss those jerseys. Like
Agreed.
The actual jersey, not like this monstrosity. OKC.
Very youth energized. I like it.
Very youthful.
Yeah, they're very. It's
very
youthful. It's on brand.
Orlando.
They always get it right. Marlando.
No, well, even at their normal jerseys,
they get it right.
They brought back like that old feel. I'm like, damn, their marketing people are good down there.
Very good down there.
We did this already too. I think Philadelphia had the same thing, same script, same lettering.
Phoenix did the Valley.
Did this already too. Portland did this already too. PDX. Sacramento's a little different.
I like Sacramento's.
I like
it.
San Antonio, repeat.
I like it though. I like it.
Yeah, I like the colors. The court. I don't think the court matches the jersey this year. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure. Unless I think maybe their NBA Cup court might be similar to that. But I'm not really sure. Toronto Raptors.
Old school. Okay.
Here's my issue. It looks like a practice jersey. It looks like if you turn it inside out,
it does.
Black versus white. That's what it feels like to me. It really does feel like a practice jersey. Utah. This looks very familiar as well. This I feel like they did this tip before.
Yep.
Well, I think this is also part of like the Utah Jazz, Utah Mammoth. They're trying to keep it all branded together.
Keep it all together.
Yep.
I can see that.
And we got the Wizards.
Gilbert Arenas. That's the first thing I saw when I saw that. Gilbert Arenas.
Your reaction was like, oh, the Wizards. It's like Joe House on Bill Simmons talking about the Wizards. Oh, God. So those are your city NBA jerseys. Our thoughts. No one really cares what we think about jerseys, but I thought it was cool because you saw the lack of creativity from a lot of these teams and how they're just like, did we do this? Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do the Valley.
Let's run it again.
With the deserts and shit. So that's your city edition jerseys. They're in 2K too. So if you're NBA 2K, they're officially in the game. So
I am patiently waiting for Black Friday before I make that purchase on 2K.
Well, I have it. And I still haven't played it because I'm waiting for the updated rosters from some guy who does them or some team who does them. So I'm waiting for like updated G League rosters, like a big fucking nerd at this point.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing in my life. So WNBA update. There really is no update. While we're away, the players agreed to a 30-day extension on the CBA while they negotiate. There's kind of been no news. There's no breakthroughs. There's nothing happening. There is a new league starting up next year that seems to be competing with Unrivaled. They're going to pay more money than Unrivaled. So now you have two places to go make some money. So also not good for WNBA if you have two new places where you can make money. Two questions.
Okay.
When does this end? And are we looking at a work stoppage? Because it's been real quiet since that extension was announced, and we're in the middle of the month already.
Yeah, for some reason I thought we was gonna be like kind of like the government shutdown, where we was gonna like both be resolved in the new year. I think if anything happens, I don't think they make progress until well into the new year. I think it's gonna stay at a stalemate well between now and the extension deadline. I think we're definitely gonna have a work stoppage. I don't know how this thing gets resolved, but I think we're gonna need, like we talked about last time. I think the NBA and they might have to be like, "Hey, we're gonna pull back so you guys can move forward with this."
Yeah, I just feel like the sticking point seems to be that revenue, that rev share.
Yeah,
it seems to be that percentage, and I feel like everyone knows that 9% is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody wants to budge and say, we'll give you the additional 4 or 5. We'll bring it from 9% to 15%. I feel like everyone's kind of like, we really don't want to do that.
I think that would help too. If they could get to 15%, that would help. But I don't know if that's something that they're going to want to do.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the breakdown of the ownership and percentage and stuff like that. I think that's the bigger sticking point. Forget the rev share part. I feel like the sticking point is the league's only getting 42% of their revenue. I feel like that's the bigger problem because you have 42% NBA, 42% WNBA, and then 16% those other people who invested that's I think $75 million or $200 million, whatever it was a couple years ago. I feel like you have to bring the league up to at least half. They should be getting at least half of their revenue.
I agree.
And I think that will open it up where, hey, we can give you a little bit more money on the rev share. We can give you bigger salaries because we're getting a bigger piece of that. That 8%, that's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So I feel like in the grand scheme of things, I'm not sure who would have to give up the 8% to make the WNBA get half the revenue, but it has to come from somewhere. And I think it has to come from the NBA. And the NBA's kind of got to say, we don't really need the 42%. Take the 8%. We don't really need 42%. We'll drop down to 20, 25. We'll be a quarter. We'll own a quarter. You guys own the majority, so you can start kind of running on your own. I think that's the way to solve the problem.
Does the gambling bad press forces them to do a good gesture?
I think the Clipper situation with Ballmer and Aspire. I think there's a lot of shit they got to do for a good press, and this might have to be one of those things where they like we need to do something good because right now this league not everyone I don't want to say that a good number of people in the NBA look like pieces of shit, so they got to do something to get the PR back in their favor because right now it's a PR nightmare for the NBA right now.
So they have a chance here to do the $2,000 stimulus. Like old boy wants to do for him. It makes sense.
Oh God! When he said 50-year mortgage, like 50. Who the hell? What? Who's getting a 50-year mortgage?
Who signed up for that?
I got a 30, and I'm like, what? I'm not gonna be here for 30 years. We got my basement flooding behind me every 2 weeks. Apparently, so 30 years, 50. Get out of here. So I don't know. I mean, listen, we're November 13th. The extension goes to I think the 30th. Mm-hmm. I think the 30th. So
they'll probably have one more extension, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, we're just not making progress for the new year." New year.
I don't think there's gonna be an extension. I really do think if there's not a deal done by the end of the month, we're looking at a work stoppage. Whether it be a lockout, whether it be a strike, I think it's probably more a lockout than a strike. But I think we're looking at a WNBA work stoppage because I feel like they're too far apart. I feel like this, and if there's progress, there's always things that leak out. Right? For every CBA negotiation, I don't care what sport, something always leaks out. Hey, there's a breakthrough. Oh, they agreed to this. Sources in the room. Sources close to the source. We haven't heard that this whole time. Forget the last 2 weeks. We haven't heard this for months. So until you hear that first breakthrough, I think we're heading for something really bad at the end of the month.
But I think the players are okay with that right now, for now.
Bruce, the NBA needs email drops like the shutdown for the situation to resolve.
100%.
Listen, I can see Kathy Engelbert talking shit about, Sabrina and NECA on some emails, probably.
Always flopping. Always flopping.
Always popping shit. Just go out there and play ball. They don't know ball. But Engelbert saying that is just hilarious to me. Like, they don't know ball. So we're going to college basketball once again. We don't really care right now. However, St. John's lost to Alabama last week.
Yeah.
Patino said it was probably one of the worst games he's coached in his career. I watched that game. He was not wrong.
Oh,
he was not wrong at all. Did we hype St. John's? And not just we, you and I. Mm-hmm. Did the country hype up St. John's way too quick? Because they did not look good against Alabama, who's not even like top SEC. They're kind of that middle of the pack SEC.
It could be two things can be true. It could be that we hyped up a little bit, but also what you said last show about it being a whole new team. We got to give them time to gel. And they didn't look good at coming fresh out the gate in this one here. So we'll have to see I was about to say come about November, December time, but we're not watching until January, February. But I would probably take a look.
And you know what's funny? I'm watching now because I'm like, I should probably watch early. Like I'm usually like wait till conference play starts when we like, all right, we start talking about it more and more and more.
Or at least till the Malibu Invitational in December.
So they go to Maui, we don't give a shit. When they go to Maui, that's when the season starts for real.
That's when the season starts, right?
But it's interesting. And Alabama's playing Purdue right now, and they're tied with Purdue, 66-66 in the second half. I'm curious about the Big East in general. Right now, Seton Hall's 3-0. St. John's looks kind of shaky. Villanova with a new coach, Kevin Willis, got them playing really hard. Creighton lost to BYU the other night. I'm sorry, not BYU, Gonzaga. Okay. I will say this. Gonzaga will never win a national championship in my lifetime. But
oh, wow.
Damn. I need to go see a game at Gonzaga.
Really?
I've never seen something like I'm watching a game and I'm like, I gotta go to bed because obviously Gonzaga's like 11 o'clock start.
Right.
It's 12:30 in the morning. The crowd got me like up because I'm like, BYU's about to beat Creighton. Mm-hmm. And Creighton's a good team. Creighton's like a perennial top 25 team. That crowd, I keep saying BYU, Gonzaga. That crowd was up. They were loud. Gonzaga got a steal and a dunk, called timeout. The lights went out and started strobe lighting during a timeout. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, yo, I gotta go to, is that Spokane? I gotta go to Spokane, Washington, watch a game.
This is what they gotta do.
Like that's a day.
I mean,
go ahead.
I was gonna say we always consider Gonzaga the Boise State of college basketball. So they always find themselves they make themselves very relevant all the time.
It was crazy to see that. Like Gonzaga just like, and like for basketball at least they're a big program.
They're a big program basketball for sure.
And I would expect them to have like they've had built themselves a bigger arena. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the arena they have fits them. It's small, it's kind of compact, it's tiny. You're real close to the court. And them kids, I don't know what the hell happens in Washington State, but them kids are hopped up on some shit. They take something from going to that damn arena because it's nuts out there. Speaking of, real quick, Pac-12, who Gonzaga's going to be part of for basketball, they got to deal with U.S. Sports, which is part of Versant, which is spun off from NBC. Like MS Now starts, not MSNBC, MS Now on Saturday.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you the teams in the Pac-12 real quick, and I want you to tell me, can the Pac-12 get back to being the Pac-12? Which is not saying a lot because Pac-12 isn't great. So, Pac-12 on USA, Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, Gonzaga in basketball only, Oregon State, San Diego State, Texas State, which makes no sense, Utah State, and Washington State. If you were a TV executive, let's say from Versant,
this doesn't even seem ACC appealing in football. In football, not basketball, but in football.
I get what Washington State, Oregon State wanted to do because they wanted to get the conference back together and we got a piecemeal. We got to steal teams from Mountain West, even though we have a relationship with Mountain West and they're helping us out. We're gonna poach them anyway,
right?
But it just seems like they got a bunch of teams, including Texas State, which doesn't really fit the Pacific Pac-12 name, and just said we're just gonna run with this and see what happens. Pac-12 used to be one of the Power 5 conferences.
Yep.
Is this Power 5?
No. I mean, maybe viewership might be up. We'll see, but I don't think this is Power 5.
I'm very confused at I'm confused how much money they're getting from this deal. I know they still have the CW. They have a CW deal still. CBS Sports Network and CBS are getting them too. CBS just lost the SEC, so they got the Big Ten, which is kind of comparable to the SEC, and then the Pac-12. Just fall off the table.
It could be rough.
I think the Pac-12 is a dead conference. I think Oregon State and Washington State, because they own the rights to the Pac-12, are just trying to hold on to it to make some money off the Pac-12 name.
Yeah, until they merge into another conference, but it looks bleak. I won't be watching many games on those networks.
Listen, at least for basketball, Gonzaga's there, so Gonzaga's going to kind of put them up.
But for how long is Gonzaga going to be there?
Gonzaga should went to Big 12, but the Big 12 was like, well, they had concessions, and Big 12 kind of wanted them to take a deal like SMU took from the ACC, where SMU sees no money, no TV money for like 10 years. Similar to, actually, Rutgers and Maryland signed the same deal with the Big 10. So this whole time that Rutgers and Maryland's been in the Big 10, they haven't seen any TV revenue. They don't get their cut until 2028, I think.
Damn, so we got to wait till like 2035 before they're good?
I mean, Rutgers is never be good, let's be honest. Rutgers has no business being in the Big 10 still to this day. Neither does Maryland, for that matter. Maryland's an ACC school.
Rutgers would have been better suited in the ACC.
No, Rutgers should have been in the damn American. That's their level. The American Conference with like South Florida in them. Because Rutgers doesn't work in the ACC because they're not good enough in football. And let's be honest, football is what kind of drives it, not basketball. Right. I don't care about basketball. Football-wise, Rutgers can't compete in the Big 10. They can't compete in the ACC. They definitely can't compete in the Big 12. But Big 12 got schools all over the goddamn place.
Right.
The American seems to be the only conference possible in the Eastern Seaboard Rutgers can even compete in.
I still can't get over that Rutgers in basketball, had 2 of the top 5 draft picks went to the league last year, and their season was horrible. It was unwatchable.
Well, their problem was, and I wrote an article about this, they got Dylan Harper, they got Ace, but that's all they got. So they were top heavy. So when I watched them play live against Princeton last year when Princeton beat them, if Dylan or Ace had a bad game, they were done. And Dylan had a great first half, disappeared in the second half. Ace could not find the basket against Princeton. And the only other player that they had on the roster that was somewhat good was Zach Martini, who came from Princeton. So he came from Ivy League guy with the Rutgers and just didn't fit. They were top heavy. And besides those 2 guys, they had nothing else. So they pushed their chips in and went bankrupt.
Sounds about the Jersey way.
Yeah, that's AC. That's not an AC for you right there. They did a Harris night and went home and just slept on the beach because they got kicked out the hotel because they probably flipped out like Nick Cage leaving Las Vegas. Great movie, by the way. I watched that the other day. Great movie. Our last topic tonight: NBA All-Star Game format change. Let's go once again, baby. Woo! Gotta switch it up. Gotta change things again.
I just want to go on the record that the world's gonna smoke the crap out of whoever American A or B team is.
I know. It's gonna be so bad. 2026 NBA All-Star Game. 2 teams of U.S. players and 1 team of international players known as the World Team, will compete in a round-robin tournament featuring 4 12-minute games. The 3 teams will have a minimum of 8 players. Same thing, 24 players selected, blah, 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 blah. Team A plays Team B. The winning team from Game 1 takes on Team C. The losing team of Game 1 meets Team C. And then blah, 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 blah. Do you give a shit at this point?
Absolutely not.
Just
the idea of Wemby. Who else? I mean, Wemby and Jokic alone. My goodness.
You got Wemby. You got Jokic. You got SGA. I'm trying. Giannis.
Oh fuck. What are we doing here? You
got 4 out of 5 already. I could actually, you know what? Wemby, Jokic, Giannis, SGA, and I'll go. Hey, Jakob Poeltl, you want to play? We just need a body. We just need a body. Hold on. Now I gotta look this up because I'm very curious about what could possibly happen. Because this could be a murder on All-Star Night.
Very, very deadly. I'll tell you who's gonna make Team USA who's not gonna want to play, and that's freaking Cat. Cat's gonna be like, I'm not going on the postal deals, guys.
Hold on. I'm gonna get a actual updated list of international players. Okay, here we go. There's a lot of them. I'm gonna pick the actual big names. Josh Giddey.
Oh my goodness.
Kyrie Irving.
What?
Australian. Apparently Australia.
He wasn't born out here.
Damn. Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield could be a good bench hand.
International team's loaded already, man.
BJ Edgecombe, Bahamas. Pascal Siakam. Joel Embiid.
I forgot about Pascal. Shit.
Embiid. Oh shit, Jamal Murray. He's from Canada. Wiggins from Canada. SGA we mentioned. Al Horford. You know, make an All-Star team one day.
You never know, yeah.
Rudy Gobert.
He's still in the league.
I mean, people just run pick and rolls around him now and just have him switch. That's his role now. Wemby. Franz Wagner, not Mo. Mo stinks.
Oh my goodness!
Giannis.
This is gonna be
Hachimura. Rui Hachimura. Forgot about Hachimura.
You know what? LeBron will lead Team Captain America himself will lead Team USA.
Sabonis off the bench. I can see that. Damn. Jokic. Luka Doncic.
I forgot about Luka. Oh my goodness.
OG from the UK. Listen. You can get. Hold on. I want to double check how many players from each team, because I think I said that before. 8 players. You can get 6 good international players and just have coaches vote in Al Horford and Shochan. Jamie Shochan.
All the top tier international players are going to get voted in. We're going to get Wemby. We're going to get Giannis. We're going to get Luka. I mean, these guys, it's bad. It's gonna be bad for Team USA.
So Bruce said Embiid played for the US team. Yes, but he's an international player. So yeah, he's like a citizen, but he was born someplace else. So it's kind of like soccer, where US players aren't really from the US or were born in the US or left or some weird rule shit with the
tennis too. Because I think Osaka was playing for Japan when she was, I don't know.
Yeah. So you can pick based on your citizenship or based on where you're born, stuff like that. So, listen, U.S. better bring their shit. The Nationals we've been waiting for this shit. And that's why, like, we want this. We want the smoke. Let's do this. I can see Jokic hitting like 50-footers. It's like, oh well. Get on our level, guys.
I could definitely see Embiid, picking the world over the U.S. and everybody's going to question his loyalty.
Oh, you mean how kind of like how he picked the U.S. over France?
Yeah, they were pissed. They were pissed.
Asshole. I'm gonna go with the winning team, dick. So I'm gonna watch because I really want to see the homicide that's gonna happen in L.A.
Who's broadcasting the All-Star game? Is it NBC or is it ESPN?
NBC at 5 p.m.
Okay. No, I mean, in all fairness, at 8 o'clock when TNT did the whole production, it was kind of like
it was a Sunday. It's a Sunday, so we gotta work. Yeah. We gotta work and shit. Yeah. But 5 o'clock seems early for anything, like sports wise, for me.
Oh my god, at 5 o'clock our time, that means it's like 3 o'clock LA. Yeah, 2 o'clock LA. Yikes. Yeah. On a Sunday.
So 2 in the afternoon in LA, you're watching the All-Star game.
That doesn't seem fair.
Bill Simmons is gonna be pissed that day.
Oh, he's definitely gonna be pissed.
Yeah, we got really early. Real quick, I want to talk wrestling real quick because we haven't talked about it in a while. Mm-hmm. Blood and Guts was awesome last night. The women's match.
I gotta catch the replay.
I'm not gonna. The men's match is good, whatever.
Right.
The women's match was nuts. I will say that right now. There was a lot of blood in the women's match, which I was like, I'm usually not a fan of that, but I'm like, if the blood makes sense, because they've been building to all this. So like, obviously, it's a cage match, so there should be blood.
Right.
According to WWE, there's no blood, but a cage match used to have blood. They've been building the women's blood and guts match for like 2 months. So I was expecting some blood. I was not expecting that much blood.
Let's say it
was great.
Well, blood and guts. This is what AEW stands for. AEW stands for.
So I say that to say this: the WWE product is so damn stale right now.
It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch.
Like SmackDown does nothing for me, ever. Raw, I haven't watched Raw in months because I just refuse to turn on Netflix. I just can't turn. It's too much. It's too much work to go to Netflix and find it and then he's like the commercial. I'm like, I can't bring myself to do that. Well, what are your thoughts on Papa H?
I think he might have to call Vince for some assistance here. I mean, I feel like the booking's been very stale, and then now we're doing war games with all the good guys against. I mean, what? I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand.
And where the hell did Lash Legend come from? I'm like, wait, she's in a war games match? Like,
oh yeah, they brought her up the team, which is also weird.
Which was last week. They brought her up last week, not in like a major match.
But not even that. But they brought her in. You think her and where the Nia Jax were going to take the tag team titles off of Charlotte, but they gave it back to the Kabuki Warriors, who I'm just lost. I'm just lost to the whole everything. The booking is pretty bad. Like, why are we making Cena Grand Slam champion on his way out? Like, that is
Cena wins the IC belt to drop it to someone in the tournament. Which, by the way, he should be facing a young guy, give him the rub on his way out the door.
I think it's Austin Aries. I think it's Aries.
Everyone who's
Austin Theory.
I would hope so, because everyone they've announced so far is like 42. So,
oh my god, I don't know if you saw this, but I saw this great thing on YouTube about the WWE, how back in the Attitude Era, all those guys were in their late 20s, early 30s when they was like coming up. The Rock, Stone Cold, all those guys. Everybody who was in the championship picture on both brands are in their 40s, and that's scary because they do not develop the young guys. How Triple H, that was the whole premise of NXT back in the day, was to develop the young guys, but they developed none of the young guys.
And besides Trick Williams, I think if he gets called up, I think he'll be fine.
Well, his girl just got called up, so I think he's going to get called up next.
Yeah. And then on Obafemi, who I haven't seen since he lost to Ricky Starks, whatever.
I think he's one of the mystery guys that they keep, because they're pretty much doing mystery slots. I don't think it's Jericho and Edge that everybody thinks.
Well, Edge is on the contract. The Edge thing needs to stop because he's on the contract to AEW.
Yeah.
But I think I told him, let Obafemi get the rub and like have him go in there and just beat the shit out of him. And
Right.
seen his last match, he's beat the shit. And he's like, all right, bye. This the dude now, Obafemi.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really it. NXT. I don't see Ricky Saints do anything. He's the IC guy. He's gonna be the Miz.
Right.
He's gonna win a lot of IC belts. The women, I don't really see anyone. Like we had like Mercedes, and we had Bailey, and we had Charlotte, we had Becky, we had Io. I don't really feel that with the women's division NXT. I don't feel anyone that's like stands out.
I mean, what's the name who has the North American title that came from AEW? She's potential. I forgot her name, but
Mariah May or Mariah, whatever her name is now.
Yeah.
I mean, but I feel like you get to the main roster,
she'll get lost. Get lost.
Exactly, and it'll take forever. She's not gonna be Tiffany Stratton. Just like, hey, you're moving, go. It's gonna take a minute. I think Jordan Grace said she has no business being in NXT still. She's main roster from the set.
From the 100%, yeah.
So, and then the TNA thing, I think they're going to buy TNA. I think that's the ultimate plan is to buy TNA.
I think so, too.
And absorb all the contracts and bring those guys in.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks for Santana, because Santana's going to get shuffled out because he's not what they want, really.
I mean, he might be the new age Booker T. He'll come over here and, go on the main roster and,
I don't know. It's tough to watch. Even AEW, I don't watch weekly. Like if I know something's happening, I'll watch the clips.
Then you'll watch
HBO Max. But I might be covering Full Gear next Saturday at Prudential.
Oh, nice.
I think I'm in. I went last year and didn't leave till 2 a.m. because Tony Khan wouldn't stop talking till 2 a.m. So
I might look into tickets for that because I heard you can't buy tickets to WWE events anymore. They price you out. Because I heard the Raw or asking for like $500-$600 for the cheap seats.
Well, their thing is like Vince's ticket price was too low. I'm like,
shit.
That's why everybody went. Everybody went. It was sold out. You're pricing everybody out of a ticket now. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. But AEW, watch Blood and Guts. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Watch it. Just watch the women's match. Don't watch nothing else. Watch the women's match, and you'll be like, that shit was cool. That shit was cool.
All right. Take a look at that.
All right, Jay, as always, happy birthday.
Thanks again.
How old are you again?
I'm old, man. I'm up there. I'm up there. I am up there.
You drink old fashioned, so I'm like, this dude is in his shit right now. So that is the box up for tonight. We'll be back next Thursday. The show before Thanksgiving. We might do something special what we're thankful for basketball. So we're
Nick's relevancy.
We're thankful for that. Thank God. Armchair with Bruce Morrow every Wednesday night. Even Bruce sick yesterday, coughing. He still did the show for half hour. So that man's a trooper. Give him a view. It's a very good show. He goes through a lot of stuff. So Bruce on Wednesday, us on Thursday. Moody Irish Guy and Live Free Laugh Hard. We're recording those shows next week, so you get those here on the network as well. So we're gonna keep it moving. But in the meantime, Jason, I'm Kahlil. Thank you so much. We'll see you next Thursday.
Peace.
This has been The Box Out with Kahlil Thomas and Jason Kortner. Subscribe now for the best tri-state area basketball talk.